Hello, everyone. Today I am super excited to share with you a special session featuring Angelique Corneliusen. Angelique is a sacred knowledge keeper with over 30 years experience in different healing modalities, different healing tools, and she has a depth of knowledge and wisdom. So you'll see in the following session that Angelique offers healing and energy work specifically to the individual. So you'll see that her session with me was specifically what my energy system needed, and that is one of the amazing things that Angelique does is she tunes into your soul contract or your energy system or your chakras, and she gives you what it is that you need right now specifically on your journey. To learn more about Angelique or to work with her, check out the contact information and her full bio below.
What I do is I provide keys for people. I provide keys to unlock doors above and keys to lock doors below so that unintegrated shadow does not come and pull you off that frequency that we got you on when we opened that key above. So again, each key is unique to the person, at the moment when I'm in front of them to do the session. So let me get started. What I want to do is explain how I do a session quickly. And so you have an idea before we begin. Let's see. And usually 7 days later, I do a follow-up. That usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour because I want to check the integrity of your energy field after 7 days. And then after 14 days, just a quick, phone call we can do, just a half an hour just to check in and see how you're doing, just as follow-up.
Okay.
And every session is unique because we are each our own universe. So what I do in one session, I'm not necessarily going to do in another session for somebody because that's not necessarily what they need. Here, I'll get that light out so it's not too bright. And this was unique because about 2 days ago, when I asked you to schedule this, I got this amazing vision that came in to show me what it is for you that I could do that you need right now. And I was so excited.
Me too.
And what I do is I provide keys for people. I provide keys to unlock doors above and keys to lock doors below so that unintegrated shadow does not come and pull you off that frequency that we got you on when we opened that key above. So again, each key is unique to the person, at the moment when I'm in front of them to do the session, because it's a very in the present moment type thing. Do you have any questions so far?
I don't. It sounds good.
Okay.
Well explained. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start without. It's so exciting to tell you the vision that I got, and so I was outside meditating on this, and I got this vision of this little girl riding a bicycle, and she was so happy, and it was sunny outside, and she was just enjoying, but she was pedaling. She was pedaling really hard. And then that road turned from a dirt road into pavement. And then her tires started gripping and she started going really fast. And then that road turned into a lane. And it was like she was merging onto a 6-lane freeway. And on that 6-lane freeway, as her little bicycle was coming up, there were 6 semi-trucks with all their lights on coming in right next to her. So that's the size of the downloads that you're trying to bring in. And I know that in a few of our previous discussions, you were talking about having, I wish I could just, translate it and unload it really quickly and such. And there's a tool that you require for that I was shown. And so what I have many types of sessions that I do. and for this particular one, what I was guided to do was to give you a key to a room where you can unload and these information data downloads that you're going to be bringing in from the 5D to the 3D. And that room is one of many rooms of creation, not womb of creation, but room of creation. And it's quite specific because it's for change makers. Now, why that's a difference is because change makers are bringing in large energies right now into the collective to put into the grid and to so this has to go very quickly. So they need all the assistance and support that they can get, and you get that in that room. So if you have, as an example, if you have a download that you received in meditation, so you took that information in, you took that energy in, now you have to unpack it and let it expand into your cells. That would be the room in which you go to in your meditation to do so. And in that room, it's your room. So you create any platform, any visual thing that you require to understand and conceptualize the information that's coming in a manner that is easily understandable for you at that present moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I am. It actually sounds. The downloads I get, I do pull like little. It seems like I'm getting smaller chunks. Piece by piece by piece. Yeah.
Right. And it's because there's so much information. It's just kind of dripping in right now in what you can understand at this moment. So in that room, you can say, I need a translator for this light language. I need a map put in front of me in visual form so I can see A, B, C, D. You can actually do that. I know we talk about that a lot. But you can ask for what kind of support you need. And then basically everything that you talk about in that room, it will come to fruition in a very short period of time, because that's a very special room. That change needs to be brought in now. And so that's why that assistance and that support is for those change makers for that specific key. And I know that in this recording, there's going to be a lot of light workers that see this. I want that key. I want that key. There's a lot of work that has to be done in order for the universe to say you're ready to have that. The things that you do in that room, it will be for humanity. It's not going to be just for you. You will, of course, be supported in anything you do, but the creations that come out of that room, the downloads that you're getting, are for the collective and for humanity. So that's the difference. And like I said, there's many rooms, but this one in particular is got all the tools that you would require. The only limit to that is your own imagination. So wow. You're unlimited in there. And that was what I was shown to give you, to help you with bringing those and the reason I think it was shown to me in semi-trucks as the image. And I was like, oh, what's in those semi-trucks? Mm-hmm. So I went to the back and energetically, and two of them opened. Two of them on the right-hand side opened. And what I saw in there, it looked like people. I was seeing their energy from their crown chakra. So it was full of people. What was in the other four, I wasn't shown yet. But they will be working with what's in the other four. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And it was just full of these, it was a light blue light. And I thought, that has to be the crown chakra that I was seeing of all these. It was like angelic beings. And so it was like a little army. And so the door opened and they didn't come out. So I didn't see the human bodies, but I saw the energetic bodies. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so beautiful.
Okay.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's get in a state of relaxation, because what I'm gonna do, and I'll explain it as what I'm doing as I'm doing it, so nothing pops up and pulls you out of the state that I'm about to get you in. And so I'll just talk you through it, because
Okay.
once I take you to this place energetically, and what we're doing is we're using a lot of tools at the same time. So it will be my energy that takes you to that place. So I'll be stretching your consciousness to get you up there. But once you're up there, it's a frequency on your radio station, right? So you can go there anytime. It'll take practice, and just a little bit of focus at first, but you'll have it now in your energy field because of the session. Okay,
Okay.
does that make
Sounds,
sense?
yeah, it does
Okay,
actually. Just
so
make sure I'm comfortably seated, I guess.
yep, get comfortable, and you can close your eyes. You can do whatever makes you comfortable, and we're just going to start by breathing. So we're going to breathe life into this process. So take a deep breath in and exhale. And another deep breath in and exhale any attachments at the moment that might be on you, that might prevent us from going to this place. Take another breath in. Exhale any attachments again. And now I want you to start seeing out of your third eye. So we're going to open the third eye. And you might see darkness at the moment, and that's fine. There's nothing in that field yet. But just get comfortable in your spirit form, stepping out of the physical form. Now, take a deep breath. Deep breath in. Exhale. And now I want you to see a light coming from a distance towards you. That's getting closer. It's getting closer. You're starting to feel a little bit more grounded, starting from your legs going up. And now you're in a different space. The space around you is white. If white could become neon, that would be the color of the space that is around you. That room that you're standing in is very vast, but it's made out of a different creative medium than in the 3D. The 3D, we're connected to this medium through our central nervous system. You're connected to the medium in the room you're in now through your crown chakra and through your heart chakra. The heart is the key to get to that room. Now make the room a little bit smaller around you. Contain the energy a little bit from its vastness. Bring it in so it's cozy around you. And you'll start to, you won't see walls or ceilings or floors yet because you haven't put them there. So you can start putting floor, ceiling, walls to try to bring it in to form. So breathe in and breathe out. When you breathe in, get that visualization in your mind. When you breathe out, put it into action. And let me know when you are in what would be considered a room.
Okay.
So, and take your time. There's no rush. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. You're breathing that creative medium in of this new place, and you're breathing out. It's a different medium than where we're at in the physical.
Okay. I'm in
It's
a room.
actually excellent. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call in a few energies to assist us in what we're going to do next. So let me know when you feel the energy enter the space, enter your space that you've created. And you'll be familiar with these energies by their human name. That's not their actual name, but that's what we call them. And it's just energy that I'm calling in. So the first energy I'm calling in is Metatron. And let me know when you feel an energy in that room.
Yeah, now I do.
Okay. Excellent. Second energy that I'm going to call in is Saint Michael for the use of the Sword of Truth.
Okay.
Because it is only truth that is in this room.
Okay.
The third energy I'm going to call in is Isis. She will feel distinctly different than the two previous energies we called in.
She does. She feels sharper.
Yeah. Then I'm going to call a fourth energy in. And this is my higher self energy in my truer form. Because there are some things that I want to show you in that room.
Okay.
And how that will manifest to you energetically wise. It'll be a different energy than the three previous ones, obviously, but the difference is that you feel only you could feel them. Now, the four of us, five of us, your energy as well, are going to sit at a table in that room. We're just sitting down.
Okay.
Because now that table is going to turn into a screen. It could be a TV screen, a computer screen, however you want to see it. And on that screen, Metatron and Isis are going to show you bits of information. Clarity is what we would call it down here. Clarity on what it is that you're bringing in. That's individual and only for you to know. And they'll give it to you in small pieces because they know how you will understand it. And it's just an overview they're giving you. They're just giving you a brief overview because, again, this is your room. You've expanded consciously to get to it. It's on your radio dial now, so you can go there at any time with practice. What I want to show you in that room or tell you about that room is this. As a change maker, there are certain tools that you will need. And you'll need things to happen very quickly as well. So this room gives you access to all of those things. If you have it as an example, and the examples I'm giving you are things that I've done myself. If you have a dream, I get a lot of information in the form of dreams. It's a way the universe communicates with me. So I'll take that question or, well, that didn't make any sense to me. And I'll go sit there and I'll say, please translate for me. Send me a translator. I also get a lot of, the universe communicates to me through music. So music is very important. So I'm very conscious of the type of music I'm listening to at the time because it's creating an emotion and energy and motion within me that I need to project in a specific direction. So how you interact now with this creative medium is going to change. Everything you do, you're going to see the reasons why you're doing it, how it's trying to focus your mind, how it's trying to get you to put your attention and energy in certain places. That's in no way implying that it was put in incorrect places. Quite the opposite, actually. You've been putting it in the absolute correct places. This is just an additional tool for you to now have. In that room, you can call any guide that you want, any guide. You can say, I want a guide to, I don't know, map things out for me, ABCD style. And you can have that guide. And how that guide communicates with you, you can specifically, it's a room of request, basically, because you need specific tools. And again, this room is specific for people who have on their soul contract, they've completed certain tasks. And so now they are ready to step into their divine purpose. Because we are beings of light and energy and not really here in this holographic nature, we're just connected to it through our central nervous system, and that's how we experience it. Like I said earlier, you will see that your experience is going to slightly alter. You'll see things from a deeper level as, but like we were talking about the other day, being that detective, like seeing, why did I put my pen cup over here? That's an interesting, just stupid things like that. Okay. Everything you have done is a message from your higher self to you in this present moment. How deeply you want to see that will be your choice, because it's an incredibly deep, to the color of the shirt you're wearing, to the, why you chose that color today, to why you chose to consume this today or not consume this today, like caffeine. It's just so your relationship with the both mediums are going to change. Like I said, that's a very different creative medium. Right now, what's happening is your chakra system is, you have to have an upgraded chakra system to get to this place, for obvious reasons. But right now, and that's something that I'll do for the collective as their ability, and we've talked about this before, the light quotient is going to go up in people. Their capacity to hold light is going to increase dramatically. The side effect of that is there's when your cells expand, and with a light and energy, there's obviously physical effects to that. So people have to be ready for that. In this case, specifically for you, I was told that what you require as an upgrade to facilitate the use of this room is going to be an adjustment and an attunement to your third eye. It'll help you to see things better. It'll help you to, it's going to help you compensate the difference between the two creative mediums, because you were in one and you're bringing that to another, which is completely set up mathematically differently. It just is. So there's a disconnect, but the connection, once you realize how to do it, it's in you. It's innate in you. It's second nature to you. So they're telling me to give an attunement to your third eye, and we all have the hardware for this. We all do. We all have a chakra system, and so what I'm doing, you have the hardware already. I'm giving you a new set of software for your third eye. So it's a similar process. So go ahead and we'll do 3 breaths. Okay. Go up again. Breathing is a big part of my session. So go ahead and breathe in. Go ahead and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. You might start feeling a slight pressure on your third eye. And what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the hardware on your third eye energetically. And what this is just a very sensitive alignment going deep into your third eye to activate latent abilities that we all have in our genetic system. They just have been dormant because it probably would be too much for people to have that active right now. So as a species, we evolve. Not everybody has evolved to that point yet, but some have. So I'm going to look deeper into your third eye. That's going to pull things together. Now we're going to start things up. You might feel like a needle going into that third eye. It's not painful. It's just a very precise precision point that I'm working with right now. And now I'm going to activate that. So that's going to take a second. And what I mean by activating is I'm going to start moving it in a circular motion energetically. So it will, what do they call that? Perpetually get going and self-perpetuate itself. So it'll be very gentle, very slow. We're moving it in a clockwise position. And now I'm being shown that how I'm being shown this is a series of rings concentrically getting smaller and going deeper within the boring into your head. And they're lining up, and there's lights on each one. So the lights are turning on, they're lining up, and now they're spinning in a unified motion. And that third eye activation is going to really assist you with a lot of visualizations, which is paramount for that room. So over the next few days, if you get any feeling in that area, don't be surprised. It won't be intensive in a painful way. It'll just be a noticeable change, like there's something happening there. But that's what's happening. Now, by activating your third eye, what I did was I upgraded your third eye chakra to a 5D system. That is required because that room is in the 5D. It's not in the 3D. And by activating the third eye by default, your crown chakra, which is just above that, is going to slowly start to advance to a higher degree of activation. And your throat chakra as well, because that is how we speak into existence. Right? Yeah, it starts with the word. So that's the start point. It allows you to get to where you're going and speak it into existence. And that will be a natural, without doing a full chakra upgrade, which is a very intense process on people. Just one at a time. By default, the ones next to it will slowly, at their own level, and will start to upgrade. The more you use that room, the more your crown chakra will upgrade, as well as your heart chakra, because it is those creations in that room come purely from the heart chakra. So people who have damaged heart chakras, issues and blocks with heart chakras, unresolved things, they would not be able to create in that room until that was resolved. I have different sessions for that.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. That's all I'm being shown at this exact moment. Right now, so shaman have a practice where they what they'll do is they'll go and collect your like soul fragments and bring it back to you and make you whole. What I did was the inversion of that. I did the opposite. I took a fragment of you, your consciousness, put it in another spot, but it was a good spot. It was a spot of very high frequency. So you'll be able to always go back. That's your marker. Okay. So you'll always be able to find that dial on the radio station. It'll take some practice. It'll just take time, and just focus. That's the big thing, is focus. The third eye upgrade will help you with that. Because again, it will bleed over into the crown chakra, and it will bleed down into the throat chakra. And so that was the best one to do the upgrade on. But you'll be sleeping well, because I get a lot of information in the form of dreams. I don't know if you do as well, but I would suggest to you, even if you haven't up to this point, to keep a journal, a dream journal. They might not make sense to you when you had it. Just scribble something down. But what it will do is it will physically, when you relook at it, it'll initiate a memory and it'll take you back there. So, and communication in the spirit world is different for all of us. So once you find how they communicate with you, and again, that's just stepping out of yourself and looking around your environment and going, wow, why did they put all this stuff over in this corner? Why did they do that? It's so convenient. They want you to be so, secure. It's cute. It's just cute how they do everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you have any questions so far?
I don't. I mean, I do. I will say I do get a lot of messages through my dreams, but I'll
Yeah.
start writing them down because I kind of think about them until usually I'll pick it up rather quickly. But the ones that I just think it's probably smarter that I write them down, right? Because then I can come back to it and say, oh, that makes a little bit more sense every time I read it. Because some dreams that I look back at and read, I don't even remember having the dream anymore, and I translate it in a different way. So I'll start writing those down for sure. Um,
Well,
but
yeah, a lot of my dreams are actually astral travel. And so I'm in all these different spots and with these different energies, and they're showing me important information. And if you have a long one, and it takes a while, I used to be so good at it when I really focused on that craft. I could remember 3 dreams a night. So that's an entire REM sleep cycles that I was remembering. And but another way to do it, somebody suggested just recording it on your phone. Like if you wake up and you're in that hazy thing, writing might not be the simplest or way to do it at that time. So just make a quick recording on your cell phone, and then you can later translate it into your dream journal. I'm sure I even have in PDF form some kind of, I have so many journals, journaling prompts for people to do
mm,
for different things. I might even have a dream journal. If I do, I'll find it and I'll send it to you. Because dream recognition is actually it's something that you have to practice. It doesn't come naturally to people. We're actually, we do a lot in our dreams. And sometimes, you might sleep soundly and you wake up exhausted because you are doing so much in your dreams. So, but once you can, or, if it becomes too much in your dreams, tell your guides, I need to sleep. You know this. Find another way.
yeah,
Do it during the daytime. And they will. They love us so much and they're only here to help us. So,
yeah, I love that. Yeah. I have a notebook next to my bed. I got, I was pretty diligent for a while. I remember I was just going through like this state of unclarity and I was like, okay, I want answers. So I wrote down my dreams every night. And the longer I did that, the more intense and vivid they got.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you about this, but it was like I was like, what is my purpose? I was just like demanding all these answers at the time. And every dream was me being pregnant. And it scared me at the point to where I stopped doing it because I'm like, I'm not having any more kids, right? So I was just like, no, I'm done with children. And then I look back now and I was like, oh, I was literally like birthing something else into the world, right? So it was
Mhm.
the dream was repeatedly basically telling me like there's a gestational period happening.
Yeah.
So then I stopped doing
Yeah.
that, but it's probably about time that I start doing that again because that was really helpful, but it did become like a job because they were so vivid and so clear.
Mhm.
And, they're like, we're going to say the same thing to you in a different way, you know? So it's kind
Well,
of,
and spirit, I've noticed between men and women, women will have very vivid dreams and be that's a like a standard way that spirit will communicate with women in their dreams. We're very intuitive. It's and that's how spirit chooses to communicate with us. Men, a lot of men that I talk to and have worked with, they have no memory of their dreams whatsoever. It's
hmm,
just black.
hmm,
And when I hear that, I go, God, that would be so weird because yeah, my dreams are very I'm going to different places in those dreams energetically, different yeah, different little holodecks, if you will. different different alternative timelines that are playing out and getting information that would be useful for myself on this timeline. And so yeah, the dream, somebody should look into that, why that is. But it's very different for men and
hmm.
women. And but of course that doesn't, you could say that and then there's always a exception to that rule. So
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah.
Well,
Yeah, do you have any other questions?
I don't. I'm just looking forward to visiting that room and practicing that and
Yeah, and
yeah.
I'll tell you a little bit about that. That's it's when I say key, it's key coded to you. That's your room. It takes your energy, your consciousness to get into that. Um, so I don't think I've ever had anybody try to invite somebody into a room like that. Another energy, I don't know if that would work. That would be interesting because that's your room, but it's your room. You're free to do what you want in there. You're free to create, of course, anything that your heart desires in there. The only difference, specifically, like I said earlier, for that room, it is a change maker room. So everything is sped up in there to bring down to the collective at this moment. And so it's unlike other rooms of creation that exist. Because quite specifically at this time, the universe is uh, flooding and pushing all this energy in. And there's a few people. When I say a few people, I'm thinking of the 8 billion people on this planet, and by comparison, the few people that are energetically at the ability to access this place. So those people have a lot of information to bring down, and a lot of action has to be taken on that. So again, any tool you need, anything. I was big on translators of that information, um, because what you'll find, we this universe is so vast that um, we are not the only energetic beings that are here. So there are other energetic beings from other dimensions, other it's a room that whatever dimension you're bringing in, it can allow for that. So these things might not speak in a way that your human ears are used to understanding. So again, translate. Um, get a guide. You can ask for any guide. That's the other thing. This is whenever I tell people this, they're like, I can do that. Yeah, you can ask for any guide that you want. Any guide. If you have a task and go, God, that's a lot of work. You can and this isn't the only room that you can create that guide in, but I would suggest creating it in this room for you because that guide will be there specifically for assistance in whatever task you're asking help with. And yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I am excited.
Exciting
I am excited. Yeah. Because I know we talked, I was saying like I've gotten so fast at creating things. So I'm like,
time.
uh, it's just what do I create, right? So I felt there was a little bit of a energetic waiting period. So I'm hoping
Yeah,
that I'll just be able to communicate at least with the translation and the guides and calling in, assistance and support. And I feel like that's exactly kind of what I was looking for was a place to say what is it that I need and to ask for that map and to ask for the
mhm,
visuals
yeah,
because I don't I know that there's waiting periods required for the collective consciousness and stuff as it shifts and I'm part of that but obviously but I like to um I also feel the push to bring things right so
right. Well, right now, collectively, the change makers are being awoken and given their tools, and all across the globe to help with this, to help the planet ascend. It's not just the people on the planet going into 5D, it's a version of Gaia going into 5D, that hologram. It exists on the other side. So helping people, um, yeah, the change makers are being given a lot of assistance right now because you can't save the old as it dies and falls away, but you are here to change, bring change into the new. And so it's a beautiful thing. I waited a long time and I watched for a long time to see what collectives, where they were at energetically, if they were ready to get certain keys, and they're still not ready for some. And it's not an argument about being psychologically ready. It's about being energetically ready to take that energy in. That's the one thing people don't understand. When you, oh, I'm ready to go. That's great. That's a great attitude to have, but it's a cellular expansion energetically. The more light you pull in, it's you're expanding your cells energetically, and energy does not expand like this. It expands like this. So um, you have to, like I said, there's not everybody will be ready for this key um, because what they've done is they've expanded like this. So now those doors down here have to be closed, locked, and sealed for them to go like this in the fullest capacity that they can. So seeing what the collective was ready for um, took a few years for me to be patient and to watch and wait. And but it's time now. We've The old energetic 3D medium that we were in, that's why we don't work well in it. We've gotten so much light in us at this point. Our cells have expanded. People do things in their 3D way, and we'll try that. It's just not going to work for us, is it?
No, and
Because
I think they find that eventually it just doesn't. It'll work sometimes. They get a lot of mixed messages, right? Because it'll work in some things and then
sometimes
it
it'll
won't in
work.
others, and then it
Yeah,
tricks them into looking like it's working and it's
yeah,
not. Yeah, but that's how
yeah.
we've been trained, right? Is
And it's that
what we're used to.
programming that's falling away. So the mind has to be open first. It's the top chakra. So in order for the mind has to be open to get that energy to come in. But yeah, time. God, I was so patient. I waited for so long. I really did. And I'm very excited that now is the time to start sharing these tools with people because they need them. These aren't my tools. These are tools that I acquired along the way and learned how to use. And they're everybody's tools. Everybody has access to these things. The only thing blocking you and preventing you is that expansion. You expanded in this direction, you didn't expand in this direction, right? But
Mhm.
fortunately, I have the keys to shut and lock those doors so that you can go like that. And it's the fastest way to help people to get to that point. And um, it's time. While time doesn't really exist, I think that the push and the urge, like get it done now, that's really ramped up in me for some reason over the last few months.
I feel that too. It's like,
Yeah,
what? It's like, give me clear instructions, because we're ready. Well, it's
mhm.
like the front line is
We
ready.
are.
But yeah, yeah. I
It
feel that
is.
too. Get
The
it
front
done now.
line is ready, and those are the change makers, and it'll happen in levels. So the change makers are ready. They're in the front line, so they'll go out and bring forth the energy. That's all they have to bring forth is the energy. The energy will magnetize. They're bringing a growing medium into an old system, which is a much higher capacity for growth. So what they're doing by bringing that growing medium down from the room, like I said, it's a different growing medium in there. Um, Things will happen very quickly and with so much ease. So much ease. We're not going to have blocks and things preventing us anymore from. And the reason we had a lot of those as light workers was the collective had to be ready. It's going to freak people out when they see how quickly certain people can get things done, and they're like, "But you didn't do it this way." No, that's your 3D way. That's old. That takes too long. Like, but that's how you
Yeah,
do it. You don't have to do anything how people tell you to do it.
absolutely
So
not. Yeah, do it the way it gets done. Yeah. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And then, I did feel blocks that were there for a reason, right? As my own
that's
evolution, it was
yeah.
there until it didn't need to be in there anymore.
And it's just like we were saying, the universe was waiting for the collective to be ready for what we were bringing in. Now it's ready. So, and that's an adjustment too, energetically, because once you get blocked so many times, you're finally going to sit down. You're going to be like, okay, I'm not going to open that door because every time I try, it's locked. That door is not locked anymore.
Yeah.
So now we have to get used to that. We have to get used to the fact that speed of thought is now going to be um, very profound in our manifestation uses. You have to really monitor your thoughts because if you don't want it to come in, don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Um, and what else did I want to say? Yeah, I think that's about it. Um, Yeah, on our next on our checkup, what I want to do is check the integrity of the connection to that room.
Okay.
And because I'm and I did this a little differently. Usually what I would do, oh, that is one thing I have to do. I'm glad I was thinking about that. So what I'm going to do really quickly, you have the key to above now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in your Taurus field, how energy comes, how Taurus field looks and functions at the midpoint of that Taurus field. I'm just going to look at your energy really quickly, and I'm going to make sure that that particular connection in the Taurus field is not going to be blocked. I want it to be a continuous circle. So if there's any doors there that I need to close right now, I need to do that before we get off this session. And I am getting that there are a few. Everybody will have some. The universe isn't going to give this ability to people. It will have blocks in it, and those blocks are there for a reason. It's to protect you more than anything of not being ready for that energy that's going to come in you. So I'm just going to really quickly go over your energy field. I'm going to look at the time really quick. Oh, we're just over time. I can do this really quickly. And I'm going to ask you a question, just yes or no from your guides. They've seen they're with us right now, so they see everything that I'm doing. They're seeing everything that I'm writing down on this paper, because I don't bring those names or energies into the session of light to maintain the integrity of the energy field. So you can ask your guides if on the paper that I just wrote on, if I have identified all of the lower density energies at the bottom of that Taurus field that would impede your ability to get into that room. It's just a quick yes or no.
It was yes. Yeah. Yes.
So okay, on front and back of your energy field. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So I've identified all shadow energies, shadow contracts that would interfere with that. And please ask your guides if they have been, those energy sites have been sealed, healed, and transmuted to the light.
Yes.
There we go. Is that fast?
That's fast.
I work very quickly in the shadow realms because I don't belong there. I don't like being there. But I don't have any impediment in moving through there. Okay. Right. Yeah, so I'll be respectful of the time. I know we've gone over by a few minutes. I'm sorry for the disconnection.
Yeah, no
but
worries.
It's recorded on both ends. We'll go over it later. Like I said, briefly, I'll say again, in 7 days, we'll just schedule a 1 hour call so I can check those energy connections. What I'm looking for in that 1 hour, I'm going to check the bottom of that Taurus field, make sure that nothing has, what's the word I want to use? Infected your ability to connect with that above light. And that's it. That's it on my end. If you have any questions,
I don't.
Over this week, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. and with them, and I will, especially if your guides suggest you to. If your guides say, okay, you should tell this to Angelique, do it. Because it's an energetic thing that I will take care of immediately for you.
Okay.
And that's it. And we'll
All right.
talk in a week and see
Yeah.
where you're at.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm
You're
excited.
so
And
welcome.
I'll message you after this and just make sure that that you get the link to this and everything. We'll just make sure that we
Okay.
have the
And
whole
I have a link
recording.
too.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I have a link I'll send to you, and then you can send me your link. God, this was so triply and doubly recorded because that was my biggest fear. Like I know I'm gonna have a technical issue. I know it, but
Yeah.
it was low bandwidth for a minute, and then we did get disconnected. But overall, it could have been worse.
We did it. We got it.
We powered through. We got it done. So exciting! I'm very excited. I
That's
would,
so exciting.
yeah. I'm so excited to see what's in those other four semi cargo holders.
I know. Well, I'll let you know if I have any indications because, I like to knock on doors and try to open things all the time. It's just
Mhm.
part of my true nature. So I'll
I'm
be
very
checking those doors.
curious. I'm a
Yeah,
very curious creature.
me too. Me too.
Excellent.
All right,
Okay.
Angelique, thank you so much, and
You're
I'll
so
talk to you
welcome.
soon.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.